So this week, I actually heard this happen live, Brig. I listened to this conversation while I was in the car.
Yeah.
Uh, I believe it was on Friday when I texted you about
Yeah,
this.
I think so.
Yeah, Joey Votto went on the Dan Patrick Show. He's a friend of their show. He goes on, I think, once or twice a year. And like I said before, that's where we really got exposed to his fantastic personality for the
Yeah,
first time, I
yeah,
think, outside of Cincinnati.
yeah.
And he asked me if he was retiring. He said, "No, I want to play at least one more year." I was like,
I
"Cool, good
mean,
for him."
well, the kudos for me goes two ways. The first is kudos for Dan and his team for just asking the question we all want the answer to. To
Right.
me, that was just as big a deal as anything else. But then kudos to Joey for not.
Singular kudo, Brig.
It's a kudo. He gets one kudo for making sure that he didn't hide anything and he wasn't obfuscating and there wasn't any weird around it. He just said no. Direct question, direct answer.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's happy. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah, and the one thing that I thought was really interesting going on with that conversation was that he did basically say that he's got a backup plan. He said if nobody's interested, if nobody wants to pick him up as what he referred to as a backup stick,
Yeah.
he is going to go to culinary school.
Get out of here.
I will not. That is what he said. He says he's already been accepted and he's like ready to start. He's like, if I'm not playing baseball, that's what I'm going to do. I thought that
That
was
is
really
really
cool.
cool. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah. Super cool. A lot of fun for him to go do that. And he's
Yeah,
got other hobbies too. Like I could see him like just going and playing a ton of chess and being a
totally.
school bus driver, you know,
Yeah. I
since
agree.
he likes to do
School
those things.
bus driver. That dude would be the funniest school bus driver.
Well, he
I
was doing that when he was hurt.
I know. That's why every time I think about him in that light, I think, man, that dude must have been so much fun just
Oh,
teasing
I'm sure.
everybody. Because most bus drivers, in my experience, were just checked out, right? They didn't
Yeah.
want to have anything to do with anybody.
Because
They were just like
if you're
going
not,
by.
you end up like Chris Farley on Billy Madison. Stop
Yeah,
yelling on the bus.
yeah, yeah. But I was thinking, like, he was probably like really bantery and fun and
Oh, I'm
whatever.
sure he was. Yeah, yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah, so I'm excited that he comes back. I would actually love to have him in Seattle. Like,
For sure.
love to have him in Seattle.
Yeah.
Have the
Do you think he'll end
personality,
up
the
in Seattle?
mentorship.
What are the chances of that?
Uh, I don't know, honestly. Like he did say he wants to go back to Cincinnati, but I don't
Of
know
course.
if they're going to necessarily have a spot for him. You know, because we talked about that before when he's
Yeah.
coming back from his injury. That's like I don't know. In Seattle though, like they need a DH. They need a good backup first baseman, and that kind of personality would go a long way in that clubhouse, I think. So
Well, and they need some experience as well. Some like really
yeah,
good.
yeah. There's not a whole lot of it, and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
That's an
I
interesting
think he'd
thought.
be a
Yeah.
good spot for him. So holding
I
out
hope
hope.
for him, and I'm going to say this. I hope for him he doesn't end up in New York.
I don't think he wants that at this point. You
No,
know,
of course not.
I think he's kind of like I don't need the noise. I just want to go somewhere I can be a backup stick and
And have fun.
yeah, and be good with it. And this other thing too, Brig, is that the Mariners have Gino Suarez
Hmm.
and Luis Castillo, who both great clubhouse guys who
And
played
in
with
Cincinnati.
Joey Votto in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So
You're right about that.
that could help. That could help.
It could. It really
So
could.
yeah, so we'll
And
see how it
he
plays
could
out.
help. I don't know. I like it.
I like it a lot. I like
I
it a
like
whole
it a
lot.
lot.